Hey there everyone, and welcome to the Kotlin training. Now in this video I'll walk you through what are the tools and the requirements that you need to have to learn the Kotlin, and basically it's just the tool because we'll be starting the language from the scratch, directly from how the variable is declared and how you should read the things and how actually everything is working under the hood. But before we move on that, I forgot to mention one important thing in the last video, that is who is using the Kotlin as of now. Now, you need to understand this, that if you're writing an application fresh in the Kotlin, that's also acceptable. But a lot of people, what they are doing is they have already got their application and now they are trying to add more features via Kotlin. Okay, so now the further updates and further development is being moved into the Kotlin. So one of the big guys is the Pinterest, who has successfully introduced the Kotlin in their application and is being used by the 150 million people per month. That's a big number. And you might have seen a few big evergreen names like Evernote, Uber, and Coursera. So these are the guys who have actually partially written their application, Android application, in the Kotlin itself. Now, by no means you have to use both of them. You can just work everything on the Kotlin as well. But if your application is already in the market and you want to add a few features, it's always a good idea to add them via Kotlin. It's much more simpler. Now let's move on. What are the things that you will be requiring? Now, first thing that you'll be requiring is the Java SDK. Now, the link is actually pretty digged deep into the Oracle website, so I would highly recommend to type on the Google JDK download and just click on the very first link. You'll be moved in here. Now, accept the license and term agreement here and download the version which is compatible to your operating system. Like you might be on Windows 32 or 64, maybe on a Mac. So whatever that is, just download that. And let me remind you, it's a pretty big download, so that is why I'm mentioning them advance in this video. So like for the Mac, it's 226 MB, 198, not big one, but yes, they take some time. Now, I've also mentioned that Kotlin is backend by the IntelliJ IDE, and we will be using their IDEs as well. By the way, with the Android 3 version, you can write directly the code of the Kotlin in there. But I would highly recommend to get started with IntelliJ IDE. For the beginners, it's much more intuitive and friendly as well. So go to jetbrains.com and just onto a complete sidebar, this company makes some really awesome IDEs, especially the PyCharm and the PHP Storm are one of the best ones in there. So just check them out, just saying. And let's come back, and we will be using the community edition of the IntelliJ IDE. Yes, there is an ultimate edition as well. For the full professional guys, if you are just getting started, community is completely fine because we are just here focused on this guy, Kotlin, and it's completely supported in the community edition. So we'll be using that. And by the way, I will be using the community edition throughout this course, so don't worry. And if you're on ultimate, that's okay too, that's fine. Okay. Now, yes, these are only the two things that are required, and this IntelliJ IDE for Mac guys is around 400 MB to download, so it does take a little bit while to download. Now let's go back and to the Kotlin website. By the way, this is all the things that we do need, and in this video I'll just give you a quick look of the Kotlin, how does it looks like, and this is simply by clicking on the try it online. As soon as you click on the try it online, now obviously I don't recommend everybody to try it online all the time because your files are not being saved, and obviously if you're working on a project you might want to save the files on a hard drive, but things are sometimes not like that. You just want to practice some stuff, so you can always do that. Now going back in here, if you click on that, this will open up and you can see this is only the line of the code that we do need to get started with the Kotlin. So a simple declaration of the function main, and it's much more simpler compared to the Java. But let me put a reminder in here that if you are not a programmer yet and you are thinking, hey, what that all code is, don't worry, we are not yet writing the code or anything. We are just onto the try it online and that's it. So don't worry, this is just being thrown directly if you just click on this guy, try it online. Okay, and anytime you can just run it, and notice it just works on the JVM. Okay, so JDK is required in there, and yep, it also works with a JavaScript as well, but we are not here to talk about it. So click on the run, and it will run your code in this guy. So say hello world is there, and that's all in here. Now I know some of you got scared by seeing this. What is this fun? What is this main print line? Don't worry, I'm here to explain each and everything. Just wanted to give you a little bit taste of the language in itself, but you can do it if you are on the go, but all the time I recommend to use IntelliJ. Now, just before we close on this movie, let me tell you one more thing, that the steps of installing the things are: first install the Java JDK and then install the IntelliJ. Installation is pretty simple. For Mac guys, just to drag and drop into the application folder. For Windows guys, it's pretty simple. Just click on next, I agree, yes, I do, and you know the stuff. Okay, so I'll catch you up in the next video.